What's going on, mother truckers? What's up, mother cousins? We're out here doing things. We're on planet Earth. It's the 23rd. It's the 23rd of March. Monday, the 23rd of March. Right now, we're in the middle of a little pandemic, coronavirus thing happening all over the place. Wanted to do a little special here for you. Just wanted to talk a little bit, actually, and detail some things and throw some more up-to-date things in here. And I know right now we have a lot of time to explore music, entertainment, and podcasts. So if you have some time and you're checking this out, I thank you so much. And I kind of started this as a way to communicate with my friends and family. I've just met so many amazing people over the years of just partying everywhere and playing music in places and traveling, yada yada. Just met some awesome people along the way. It's been a crazy journey. And in the podcast, in the show right now, as far as the timeline, we're moving to Denver for the first time. I didn't live in too many places other than Durango growing up. It was a pretty solid chunk of my life that was just in Colorado. We would go back to Baltimore for family reunions and special occasions and visits and things. And Baltimore was always kind of this awesome city to me that had everything going on. It was this exciting place to be. And when I was young, I wanted to grow up and move to Baltimore. And it's just so crazy to grow up and go back and be aware, be a grown-up in all of that stuff. It's insane and it's chaotic and it's very unpredictable. At the time I went out there, I was just like, motherfucker. When I was super young, we'd go back there. I'd be like 16, 17, and we'd always read in the newspaper just the most fucked up, craziest shit that was happening to people, like murders. I remember it was almost like a comic book to me. The newspapers there in Baltimore were filled with, it was just so much violence and murder and killing, and it was so insane and rugged as a young man to stumble across that newspaper. I can't imagine living in that society and that community and living in that violence and chaos for like your whole life or most of it. I'm so thankful I grew up in Colorado. These are things we don't really think about, but when you get time, when life gives you a second to reflect and think about things, and look back and be grateful, look back and extract lessons that we may have missed. And another big reason for this and doing the podcast and doing all the YouTube stuff and social media peer support. There's a lot of P's right there. It's a lot on the microphone. Online peer support and trying to help people with addiction and everything after I feel like I have just conquered so much and I've gone through so much, transcended all this pain and suicidal behavior and suicidal thinking and worthless self-image, thinking, low self-esteem, bad thinking habits and behavior patterns. I was able to break all that. It's just been insane, and it's crazy to people that are listening that haven't really heard this story. So at this point right now in my life, I'm just over 3 years and 4 months without alcohol. Insane, lovely, amazing, life-changing thing. Feels like life is actually just beginning. It was not easy. I had tried so many times to quit drinking. I had tried rehab, tried everything. Government and community, everything that my immediate environment could offer, I tried. There were no real modern methods. There were no real modern tools being used. And that's why I'm glad I ran into mushrooms when I did. When I ran into psilocybin mushrooms, it changed my entire life. And this was about 4 years ago. So I haven't seen a lot of people. I haven't talked to a lot of you. I haven't been around at all. I've been out in Boise, Idaho, literally just facing all of my karma and facing all of my demons, facing all of my insecurities and issues. And it's been insane. It's been testing. It's been very testing and very character building. And I'm becoming more self-aware throughout this whole process. Basically, in short, I quit partying and I'm trying to rebuild something real and strong and genuine in this life. I was just losing it, man. I was screwing up so bad. I was staying on people's couches and floors for 7 or 8 years straight, couch surfing, staying at hotels, spare rooms, things like that for just years. no real plan or goal really ever after the band broke up and I stopped playing music. Some of you know me as that drummer guy and the metal drummer, and it's been a long time and I'm still drumming, but it was very hard when I stopped drumming. It was because of alcohol. I was just more into the partying, and that is a warning to all of you that are drinking. It's just a little story, a little anecdote from my experience that I was into drumming so much, man. It was like I looked at it like my ticket out of poverty and out of being a regular ass normal shit 9 to 5 dishwasher, cook, whatever the case. It was my thing, and it was my outlet and my art, and god, it was just my livelihood, my lifestyle and everything. I loved music so much. And when we're young, we're like, yeah, okay, cool, we can be anything. And you start to give things your attention and focus. And the older you get, more things need your attention and focus. And sometimes you can fall into patterns of behavior and create habits without knowing it. And we're creatures of habit. And I was drinking all the time, but the music, god, it was so insane being that metalhead, drinker, pill addict, stoner, whatever. I was destructive, and it was an anxiety. It was this weird anxiety thing, and I was just acting it out. And I've learned that usually the life of the party, usually that guy is going to die by the time he's 30. And that's sad. It sucks. It's terrible. And I honestly did throughout my 20s. Throughout my 20s, I thought I was going to die by the time I was 30. My father died of cancer when he was 31, 32. So it's a real surreal thing to outlive your father. But he was in the Gulf War, the first Gulf War in 1991. He got cancer from chemical exposure over there in the Middle East. And some say it was his own, it was the Americans' uranium. So it's weird. It's weird. I don't think this is going to get deleted just for that, but there's some weird things out there, similar to Agent Orange in Vietnam, just our own chemicals getting on our own soldiers type of thing. But I'm very grateful, man. It took a lot. I was just moving all over the place. Just alcohol, drinking all the time. Didn't have a place to live. Really not working, not focused on working. And a lot of you don't really know about the story of when I got kicked in the head. Man, I got assaulted really badly. This was in Denver, and I'm about to get to this time period and these events in the Homesick Lonewolf podcast. When we get back into the podcast, that should be the next little chapter or two. But yeah, man, I was just all partying a lot and drinking a ton and having a good time. Everything was pretty chill. And I moved to Denver. God, it had to have been like 2011 or something, 2012, during this theater shooting. But, oh man, I was in Aurora, Colorado, outside of Denver. I just moved over there from Durango. I was working at Steamworks. We had the best crew. We had so many awesome people there. The kitchen was just tighter than ever. It was so awesome. Just the camaraderie, and the people there were awesome. And everyone had each other's backs, and we would all drink afterwards and party on our days off, hit the river and stuff on our days off together. It was just a real good group of people, and we were just proud and happy and grateful to be around each other. But we were living pretty fast too. And man, that stuff's just, when it's gone, and it's just such an awesome memory to have. Just really learning how to communicate and have people's backs and be good friends and building trust with each other, building bonds with people. So amazing and wonderful to have that awesome interaction. So it's so similar to the military and being in trenches and at warfare and stuff, being in the stressful, gnarly, fast-paced kitchen together. But yeah, it was high-stressed work, and we would party a lot afterwards. And I've kind of fell off pretty hard there. I think a bunch of the guys would agree. I was just involved with this girl. I worked with her, so things definitely got pretty chaotic, and it was just a lot. It was a lot of work to worry about somebody else and worry about other people treating them well and worrying about other people respecting them at work and people treating them okay at work while you're trying to work and be career-minded. It's almost like you're babysitting while you're trying to work, and it's fucking hard. And I had just been single for a little while, and it was so awesome and great to be single. We're going back, we're telling these stories, and we're extracting these lessons. I really think that's a healthy thing to do, and I've never really done it. I've never stopped, stayed still, and looked back at the momentum behind me. It's always kind of fast, go, 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 move on, move forward, step on the gas, forget about it, let it go. We do all this hard work to let things go, when those are some of the best times. Those are some of the most youth-filled days, and some of the times we're learning lessons for the first time. And those are the days that we're being shaped. We're being shaped during those times, and we get older, and then we just kind of can bum out on it. And it's really weird because it should be your fuel and your foundation to move forward and live and keep exploring. It's such a crazy thing how alcohol can just fuck your life up and who you are up. It can just take everything from you. It'll take away all the joy and pleasure and everything, all the beauty. All of a sudden, years go by and you start getting health issues, and you can't breathe, and you can't hike, and you can't exercise. You have to have a drink every morning. You have to wake up and have a drink to stop the shakes, to stop the anxiety and the sweats and everything. It was just huge, man. It was huge. The biggest thing was just getting away from my environment, getting away from everyone I knew, all the old memories, all the connections, whatever the case, just removing myself. And that's the hardest thing for people to do because they want to be close to their friends and family. But that's what it comes down to for a lot of people. It comes down to, oh, I'm too comfortable here. I'm too comfortable here. This is going to be so hard and terrible. I have to be near my family and friends. I have to be here if I go through this. And we just tell ourselves these things. We put these restraints on ourselves. And honestly, that was the biggest thing. Rehab didn't fix me. Rehab did not help me. It helped me a little bit. It introduced me to some new tools and some brand new ways to look at things. It taught me a little bit about responsibility for sure. That was the first time counselors and people were actually like, look at yourself, and calling me out when I would blame others or come up with excuses for my behavior. Coming up with excuses and behavior. Big things I was learning about. Because when you're an alcoholic, you don't really care about your behavior because as far as you're concerned, you're acting like everybody else. You're just partying and having a good time. As long as you don't cross a few lines, you're good. But for the most part, it's legal. It's all over the place. It's on billboards. It's on commercials. It's everywhere. It's all in our faces, man. And it's not like it makes us, it's not like it opens up our mind and makes us kinder and more aware and smarter and makes us better people. It's not like this miracle thing that turns our brains on and we're just amazing all of a sudden. It's a social lubricant. It can calm the nerves a little bit. It's very similar to any other drug like Xanax for stress and anxiety. Hey, you take some of this every time you get anxious. Great. And then you don't take the medicine, you're even more anxious. It makes things worse. It's fucking insane. But you just gotta know that you can face that stuff. You can face it. You can learn from it. You can go into it with an open mind. You can go into it knowing that you are trying to confront and slay the dragon. You can go into it fearlessly and just throw your arms up and be like, dude, I'm trying to take my life back. You don't really have to go to rehab for this type of stuff. You can it's all within you. It's all this desire to change. That was it for me, just from moving place to place and always couch surfing and not being able to hold a relationship and not having anything to show. It was so hard for years to have a girlfriend while I was so out of control and partying and addicted and just all up in just so much alcohol and inconsistency. because I would move somewhere, someone would let me stay with them, and I would party and drink all night with them and be an idiot that night, throw up somewhere, eat some other food, say something stupid and offensive, and the next day they're kicking me out. Then I'm hungover, sick in a new town where I don't know anybody, and all I want to do is just detach from life. It's just it's so painful, and you're just so empty and hollow and weak. You're so weak, and you're just lost and frail, lost and weak, directionless, hopeless. You just want to die. You're just day after day doing the same thing, and you have to learn one day that that's how people go crazy. Einstein said that's how people go nuts, by doing the same things over and over again and expecting different outcomes. Doing the same shit every day, expecting a different result. You have to change something. You have to change something. If you want to be somebody you've never been, you have to do things you've never done. And it's fucking crazy. We don't really change until we're faced with some kind of life-threatening event or a health issue or a health risk. That's when we decide to change. I realized very quickly, man, that that's where I was headed. I was stumbling down that road fast. I wasn't eating. I was losing weight, just drinking, throwing up because I was drinking so much, not eating. Wow, and sometimes your environment is so toxic for you. Sometimes it's your environment too. But then you just have these habits beaten into you, and you've created these bad toxic habits you do every day now. Because you're around these people. Your friends come by every day. Maybe you live in a college town or a party town or some shit. Or maybe this just happens. Maybe sometimes your friend comes by at 10 in the morning with a bottle of whiskey. Hey, I've got the day off, brother. Someone comes over with a guitar and a six-pack. Shit, I was going to quit drinking today, but let's drink and play music. It's just more familiar to us. We don't want to let something go that's so familiar to us. And sometimes we're chasing that first. It's like the first time we drank and it was so fun and it was euphoric and it was like almost like psychedelic. And sometimes we try to chase that subconsciously. We're trying to chase that first time again. We're trying to get that feeling of just carelessness and contentment and euphoria, yeah, and just being around your friends and lots of joy and laughter and smiling and hugging and high-fiving and maybe some kissing, what's up? And you're just drinking with your friends, listening to great music, talking about old times. You're going to keep drinking, but it's like this decision to keep on like avoiding growing up. It's like avoiding responsibility. It's totally the Peter Pan story. But yeah, we get older and we're like, shit, man. I'm young still. I'm getting older. I need to be at the bar. I gotta be at the bar. I gotta be at the coolest place. Where's the cool party at? I gotta be at the cool party. We have this weird drive, this weird pull towards the limelight. I gotta be the center of attention. I'm getting older. Oh my gosh. I'm so cool. I'm so chill. And Jesus. Sometimes things are not what we make them out to be in our minds, people. Just alcohol, man. It's just fucking crazy. It just becomes an excuse for so much. And I was drunk. Oh, I'm sorry I was drunk. Oh, I'm sorry I was drinking. It's all right. Oh, it's so insane. I just wanted to come by and just talk about that stuff too. How we're in a times right now where we're just being chill. We're just kind of hanging out, killing time. We have to be disciplined. We have to be able to motivate ourselves in times like this. You have to be able to stop and focus. Start putting together your life. Start putting together the things around you, the things you have control over, the things you can bring order to. Bring order to them. Dust some things. Fix the couch. Fix your room. Put your laundry away. Do the dishes. Do something awesome that's going to lift your quality of life just a little bit, and you'll feel better. Just when you start taking when you decide to start making these small changes, things start to spiral upward. Things start to just kind of knock down the next domino thing. It's just like a domino effect. And just like with bad behavior patterns and toxic behavior and destructive behavior, bad things always happen. Bad things follow you. They keep happening. Shit just keeps following you. Same kind of laws of attraction with good things and positive things and good energies. And just start to develop that mindset. Start to be more mindful and listen and tap into your consciousness and tap into that inner voice, the good one, the good voice. It appears we all have two wolves in us all. Within our souls, we have two monsters. We have a good and we have an evil. We have a light, we have a dark. Good and evil is a line that goes through everybody. Nobody's exempt from it. And the wolf that gets bigger, the wolf that becomes the biggest monster, is the one you feed more. The good and evil side. You have to feed one or the other. And it's best to consciously and mindfully feed that good side and be mindful and call yourself out on things. Oh, do that. That's the right thing. Go back and do this, do that. Put that in order. Fix this, fix that. You can clean that. You can clean that while you're right here. You can help that person right there. Just be a little more mindful of how you are being utilized in the world. Make yourself useful to the world. A lot of us are anxious and depressed and feel meaningless. And you want to feel some purpose and some joy, and you want to feel like you're giving back to the earth. That's such an awesome feeling and such a great tool to have for anxiety, especially. But being able to calm yourself the fuck down and focus and just maybe put on some gloves and go clean up trash in your neighborhood or on your block, in your area, go pick up trash or something. Do something useful for the world. And usually the best things we can do when we need help ourselves and when we're at the bottom or freaking out, the best things we can do to humble ourselves and feel better and just feel a part of life and feel a part of something is to get involved and help somebody else. The best thing you can do is learn from a bad feeling or a bad mistake and decide, wow, I don't want to feel like that. I don't want to make anyone else feel like that. I'm going to be nicer. I'm going to be more mindful of that, and I'm more mindful of others. A big thing, too, I wanted to drop by and let you know, just because we're in quarantine and things are fucking trippy. You don't have to relapse. You don't have to drink. You don't have to numb out. You can exercise. You can get out and figure out some healthy, constructive ways to burn out some energy, burn off some energy, release some toxins, keep your mind and body healthy. Keep your immune system up. Drink lots of water. Get your heart rate up. Maybe you could start reading a little more. Hey, that's a great idea. Maybe we could read a little more during this. But no, seriously, you can change some things. Some things you do have control over, and something you should always be mindful of is how you're creating new habits and how you're creating new connections in your brain. And by starting new habits and learning new things, that's how you build brain cells. And that's how you create new synapses in the brain, new connections. Keep the mind healthy by learning new things. Learning new things, discussing new things. Shit, you can unlearn a lot of stuff too. It's a great time to unlearn some things. Think about some things that you've been carrying with you this whole time and forever you've just been believing your whole life since you were young. You can let some things go. Oh, I've actually learned that's not true. I don't have to carry that anymore. I don't have to believe this anymore. You can let some baggage go. You can totally look back at things and write about them. Write about what would be different if that didn't happen. How you would handle it differently now. It's just so awesome and healthy to write. I'm telling you, it's just a great thing. Write down your gratitudes. Write down things you're thankful for. A very good one is writing down what you would like to change about yourself. What you would like to stop doing. Things that make you feel weak. things that make you feel unsure of yourself, or maybe you think you're kind of awkward or weird when you do certain things. Maybe you could start fixing that or addressing it or realizing that everybody does those things. Maybe you could just learn to just let go of things that you can't control. And this is just a time where we need to look for similarities instead of all of our differences. The media, the news, the mainstream media, it's always just about, it's divisive and it's trying to rip us apart and separate us and put us into tribes and categories. And there's so much tribalism going on right now. Everybody wants to be on the winning team and everyone wants to be the good guys. And yeah, our team's the best. Our team won. I don't know. It's just sheeple group thinking. But yeah, I just want you to know, man, don't freak out and don't fall into old habits, and just keep in mind that you can always further your education. If you have some time, you have some interests, go back to when you were a kid. Go back to when you were younger and write down the things you were interested in and really liked and enjoyed. And learn all you can about those subjects. We live in a fascinating time right now, and people aren't really fucking putting two and two together and realizing we have all this information at our fingertips. And you don't necessarily have to go to school right now these days. If you have the desire to learn, and you want to be a sponge, and you want to learn as much as possible, and you want to entertain new things without accepting them as your truth, but you can debate them and talk about them and entertain new ideas. It's just wonderful. You need to get into it. Like I said, reading is fucking great. Amazing books out there. Get them while you can, because someday they're probably going to burn all the fucking books. Who knows? I really hope not. But get yourself educated. Work on your education. Work on your awareness. And keep in mind, these are the things that are going to help you get better jobs in the future, too. And be better at your work. And be a better employee and a better person in society. It's just going to help you a lot by educating yourself and giving a shit about staying up to date on things and giving a shit about new ideas and letting go of old ideas and being innovative and being transformative and being able to create things and just brainstorm and just use your brain, use your imagination. The craziest thing about all these pharmaceutical pills and alcohol especially is it dumbs down and takes away your connection with life. It takes away your connection with the universe. You can miss a lot of red flags. You can miss a lot of coincidences and a lot of signs. A lot of things that life's trying to tell you and the world's trying to tell you or God's trying to tell you. You will miss it if you're just fucked up all the time, or you're just constantly running from the past or avoiding things in the future, whatever the case, and you're just trying to escape and numb out. I'm telling you, the best thing you can do is build yourself a life that you are interested in. Build yourself a life that you want to be present for, that you want to be around for. I don't have time to go to the bar and talk about my problems and blame people and complain and complain and complain all night while I'm killing myself with alcohol. Talking trash about the people that put in the fucking work. Talking trash about the people that sacrificed everything they had, went out and worked their ass off, and got everything they fucking ever wanted. And you're going to sit at the bar all day, every day, and talk shit about those people that got off their ass and made their dreams happen. Don't be one of those guys. You do not want to be one of those guys. And when I took magic mushrooms, they showed me that I was going to become that guy. I was going to be that bitter guy that gave up on everything and just hated everything beautiful. The guy that just has to complain and everything's terrible and nothing's fair and poor me, life's not fair, this and that. the world hurts you and you don't heal, you do not recover, and you don't take the steps necessary to get your fucking feet back on the ground, you're gonna bleed all over the rest of the world. You're going to hurt others. It's like, what? Hurt people. And you can stop that cycle. You can make a conscious choice and you can transform it. Oh man, I just hope this helps somebody out there, man. But yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out. I'm a little blazed right now and wanted to throw some information out there. I wanted to talk to you guys. I've been wanting to do a motherfucking podcast for years. Probably 5 years now. And it was just like the drumming. I was just not in a good spot ever. I was always just having to move and having to relocate all the time. Never stayed in one spot, never paid rent on time, and actually had a bed and had a bedroom and had a dresser. Little things like that, man. I'm just so grateful. But it's rugged, man. You can get into some weird patterns. And yeah, I don't want to see anybody go down the path I was on and not warn them at least. I don't want to see anybody go down the path I went down. That's for damn sure. A lot of hurt and pain and confusion. Lots of learning. I can't look back on it all and be like, it's so terrible and disgusting. For some reason, I have this ability to see the comedy in things and the funny side of things. And it's been a huge tool, man. It's been my weapon for sure. Just to be able to laugh at things and see the irony in life and just keep flowing, man. And just realize nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. We always get into these thought patterns where we're like, oh, same day, same shit, different day, same thing today, every day is the same. It's bullshit. It's a lie. We tell ourselves that bullshit when we have boring ass lives. Every day is a blessing. Every day is a gift. We need to focus more on the beauty. We're just so focused on all the ugly right now. We're so focused on everything that's wrong and broken and crooked. I'm just ranting. I'm just talking. I had been wanting to make this podcast years ago just as a way to keep in touch with people and stay up to date with things and express to people the gratitude I have for them and all the people I've met over the years, all the people that have let me stay on their couch and have fed me and helped me out, given me rides, whatever the case. I'm so grateful, and it's so awesome to be alive still. It's awesome to be alive and able to fix things that I had once broken, and it's nice to go back and try to fix things. It's nice to try to fix things at the fucking least. But yeah, don't drink. You don't have to go out and drink. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, don't go crazy, don't freak out, and I hope the fucking 6 people that listen to this have a great time listening to it. And like I said, this is just a little coronavirus special. And dang it, one more little tool you can use. HALT. H-A-L-T. The foundation to it's the foundation to most of our compulsive behavior. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. H-A-L-T. HALT. When you start to get anxious or angry or uncomfortable, just ask yourself if you are any of these 4 things. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Then take the steps necessary to manage these symptoms. I love you very much. I hope this helps. I hope all this shit helps. I hope it made you think a little bit and laugh. And maybe I'll do some more of these up-to-date, these more current shows. I like doing these. This is great, but it's also important to me that I get down at least 12 or 15 of the episodes of just telling my story and getting up to date and getting to present day through there. Then we can start having more current talks and things like that, more modern events, current events and stuff like that. Then we can get into more up to date, day by day, weekly, current event type things. But till then, yeah, I just wanted to stop by and give you something to listen to and let you know I'm thinking about you. I love you lots. I miss you. America, I just need you to have a great day today. That's all I'm stressing here. Have a wonderful day. Have a special day in quarantine. Have a great day. Hang in there. Be positive. Work on your education. Work on your awareness. Work on the things you have the power to change. Work on all the things you have the power to change. Focus on the beauty. Focus on what we do have, not on what we don't have. I love you, and where there's life, there's hope. Be kind to each other.